Okay, so I was looking at some of my older videos and, well, crying. It was really bad. To be fair, I was and still am learning. But I was thinking, I should probably either delete this garbage or remake it into something better. Now, normally I would immediately call bullshit when I see another YouTuber uploading or re-uploading the same crap in order to milk views out of it. But in this case, I think it's reasonable. I won't be making the same content. I'll be adding to it, saying more, giving it a better edit pass. So think of this more like as when a game is released a second time as remastered. Which is also bullshit, but whatever. I will also, in the case of the Alex Jones video, be leaving the old version up as an example, so you can see how my editing has changed over the last year. I think it is admittedly better. But it also now takes a lot longer for me to finish a project. I need to find a method that works and takes less time. Anyhow, that said, here's the Alex Jones video remastered and converted to a deeper look at stupid series. It's fairly safe to assume that pretty much everyone has heard of this man. It still to this day boggles my mind how someone like this can gain so much traction with our species. I mean, we have fucking laser beams. We have handheld, goddamn laser beams that can set fire to shit. We've harnessed nuclear power. We've left the planet. Yet we still run back home and tune into people like Alex Jones. Now, as I've said before, both in the original version of this video and in other videos, he's packaged our need to place our irrational fear on something into nicely digestible content and products. I mean, he claims to be fighting a fully fledged war against the Illuminati for our very lives. So, why have they not killed him yet? He claims to be the top dog when it comes to exposing the New World Order and the Illuminati. Yet these are the people who, in his mind, killed Kennedy, who was arguably a little more high profile than Mr. Jones. So why, if he's causing such a stink, have they not simply disappeared him? Or at least locked him away in some prison for life? I'll wait. No, I won't. The answer is pretty simple. It's because they don't fucking exist. There is no Illuminati. He is, at best, creating entertainment, except a huge portion of his viewership doesn't see it that way. They've bought into his version of events and fully believe what he says. And that's where I have a problem. It's not that he's selling his weight loss pills or his bug out bags, his all-natural, piss-cleaning, muscle-building, energizing, fat-burning, weight-gain 5000 supplement, or what the fuck ever. I don't even care that he's getting in front of a mic and either flat-out lying or grossly misleading, if of course it's for the sake of entertainment. But the fact that so many people who slurp up his retarded bullshit are allowed to continue believing these stupid fucking things. And while I can by no means substantiate this claim, I would be willing to bet money that at least one marriage has ended thanks to some dude getting on YouTube, seeing an Alex Jones video and thinking, well fuck, my eyes are finally opened. Going batshit insane, trying to investigate every New World Order lead they can find. At any rate, what Alex Jones is doing is taking those natural and usually irrational fears that we all have, thanks to evolution, and using them in order to sell his product. He's making huge profits, and at the expense of people who seem to be unable to keep their irrational fears in check. And worst of all, he is promoting ignorance. When a person thinks they have all the facts, they tend to stop looking for other potentially more factual facts. They stop. And in this case, they tend to drone on and on and on about things they either know very little about, or things that simply don't exist. Granted, it's at their own expense, and who am I to tell people they shouldn't be idiots, right? Nevertheless, it sickens me. It's this propagation of ignorance that really crosses the line for me. But he's not the entire problem here. When it comes to his followers' ignorance, the ball is in their court as well. The viewer, the listener, the follower, the people that throw money at this garbage or promote his insane theories. His stupidity sells because we pay for it. We buy it. The masses. We are literally living in what has been called the information age, where truth is just a few clicks away. We live in a time where nothing is hidden, yet for some reason we are collectively stupid enough to let shit like this show prosper, while calling sites like Snopes a government shill site. We, the people, are the problem. The people who automatically reject anything we see or hear that is not from the alternative media. We are the reason he succeeds. The creators of this kind of filth are potentially to blame. The medium that they use is in part to blame. But the most guilty of the bunch is us, the content consumers, the quote, free thinkers, who freely believe anything they're told by the least credible people on the internet. He's also a rude, aggressive piece of shit. When he does his public appearances, such as an interview, he will repeat his website over and over and over. I mean, I think you call that self-promotion, but this is clearly not how it's supposed to be done, right?
Infowars.com.
Infowars.com.
Infowars.com. Infowars.com.
11:30. You're watching the Sunday Politics. We have an idiot in the program today. Coming up in just 20 minutes.
You will not stop the Republic. Humanity is awakening. Infowars.com. No, you guys are crazy.
I'll be looking at the week ahead with our political panel.
He's also been to marches and protests where he has very literally spat on the others there, protesting the same thing he was there protesting. He cannot stand to not be the center of attention. The reason is, for him to continue being the star of his own show, when he's recording himself out in public, he must remain the star. If someone else is up on stage speaking out, he's no longer the center of attention, and no longer the star. God forbid someone else speak out about something. He is in this alone, after all, right?
So remember, you said we're new activists and don't know what we're doing, and that makes it okay.
I explained that to you. Yes. We had a lot of speakers here, and you wouldn't give up.
Wow, he just admitted to it, to Catherine Blythe.
But we couldn't.
Liberty Restoration Project.
That's all I'm saying, is that we would have wished that we could have organized.
Well, I'm sorry I brought it.
Now hold on, there's been PSAs airing on 90.1 for 3 days. That's the same station your show airs here in Austin. So there are people who work really hard. So we wanted to get you
You don't know what you're doing. I'm over talking to you. Look, you got a hard on from me. I'll be here. I'll be here in 20 years. I'll be here in 20 years.
You are the reason I knew about the NIAF report. You were the reason that I went and tried to take that down, and now you're.
Damn, don't you think I've run into people when it's in my own rally before telling me I can't speak?
We're not asking you not to
I don't
speak.
care. It's not like it's some. I speak.
I thought you said you didn't want to speak here. I thought you said you didn't want to speak here. You said you didn't want to speak here. I got you on video saying you didn't want to speak here today.
No, I didn't want to speak at that event. I don't care.
You should be
They asked me to speak. I didn't.
Alex.
So you spoke anyway. Whatever. You just got. I got you on video.
And you're telling me that my experience isn't worth it, and you would rather just shout on top of us. You are the reason that I sat in front of the Missouri State Legislature and told them exactly what I thought about them.
Good job.
And now you are acting like it's appropriate to just come in here and climb right on top of us.
Don't worry.
And say that
Like
we don't know
COINTEL.
what we're doing.
So how is Grandpa
Exactly like COINTEL.
in the city of Austin?
So you should be lifting us up and empowering us instead of holding us.
I wasn't lifted up or empowered. I'm here being friendly.
We wanted to give you a speaking spot, but instead of working with us, you started yelling on
Were you
top
sitting
of
here
us.
with the You were defeating the enemy.
That's a diversion. That's a diversion. Pure diversion. Wow. That's guilty.
If you're not,
That's guilty. That's guilty. It's been, yeah. If you knew it,
Leave me alone then.
we are the professionals that do it, baby.
You're going to wake people up. And you should celebrate the fact that you're being active. Is that what you have to say before you
Again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to commend you.
I also just want to point out, he spent the last, 2 years backing Donald Trump, maybe more, telling the world that Trump was going to kill the reptilians, dissolve the Illuminati, and demolish the New World Order. Yet he shows up at Trump's inauguration, and what happens? He gets thrown out. At the gate. Trump doesn't even want him there. Let's let that sink in for just a minute. Fucking Trump wants nothing to do with Alex Jones. His shit is so fucked up, fucking Trump isn't having his ass anywhere near. What the fuck?
All these people are coming down targeting women by the phone. They got the cops here. Here we go. I'm going to take it. Here you go. Here you go. Bring the lady.
He likes to claim his radio show has 3 million listeners a day. I seriously doubt that's actually the case. According to Forbes.com, his show is daily and hits approximately 2 million listeners a week. That would math out to like, what, 280,000 a day? But whatever. He also claims his YouTube videos get 50 million views. Well, I'm simply not seeing that looking at his channel. Basically, everything he does is about marketing and self-promotion. His radio shows, his videos, his products, it's all 100% revenue to him. I believe he doesn't genuinely believe the vast majority of the shit he pumps out of his mouth, but he knows many people will, and they will support him. They'll buy his garbage products just as fast as they buy his garbage theories. And if his fake crying isn't enough to have you throw in your bullshit flag, I simply don't know what is.
God almighty. Folks, we gotta get good people to stand up against these people.
And now let's talk for a second about his predictions. Well, I mean, not all of them, because, well, if I wanted to keep this video under the 5-hour mark. Okay, so maybe a few, maybe like, let's say, what, 40 predictions? Man, maybe that's a lot. I don't know, we'll do some predictions. I'm not going to put a number on it.
They're positioning Hillary Clinton right now. I've been telling you that for years, and there's no accident that all these big neocon talk show hosts and pundits are now supporting her. At current trends, the dollar will be worth 10% of what it was in 2 years.
That they're gearing up for another war. I think right after the election, they're going to go for a draft.
He's talking about bank runs by, next February?
Yes, we see them happening by February.
So as we're looking at this terror strike, or the aborted one, we're looking for 9/11 magnitude terror strikes in 2010.
Now, they've already stolen 60% of the pension funds. In a couple months, it's all going to be gone, dumbasses. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm talking to those out there that don't believe me. It's all going to be too late, you stupid freaks.
Well, today it's pretty much going to be, I give it 48 hours until Citigroup folds.
And they're going to have lots of attempts on Obama's life and the dear leaders trying to fix the economy and trying to help the children, but terrorists tried to strike again. And my God, they use guns. And you know what? Obama's got to restrict the guns and be able to sick Homeland Security and Northcom on the American people. What is the only way they're going to be able to do that? By staging a fake assassination attempt on Obama where he survives or where he is wounded. Their ace of spades is to stage an attack on Obama. And they are getting ready for this to demonize the opposition and bring in a massive crackdown. And I already was worried about this, but I didn't want to come on air. I wasn't 100% sure. But after I've seen what Glenn Beck has had to say and others, clearly they are threatening him. They are menacing him. They are letting him know we can get to you and we will blame it on the opposition. And Obama's like, but this is political suicide to launch more wars and have another banker takeover bailout. And they're saying you will do this and we will save you. So the false flag is kill Obama or wound him or try to kill him. But they need to probably at least wound him. And then they're going to blame it on Islamicists tied in with a Tea Party 9/11 truther. And then I noticed that they're putting out this propaganda everywhere. It's a talking point, and how dangerous that is. They're clearly prepping everybody to attempt an assassination of him as a way to make him a hero and get his agenda through in his war on Iran. So they're gauging right now to stage an assassination on Obama to get his approval ratings up. And I believe he's probably involved in it. To stage an assassination on Obama, and I believe he's probably involved in it. And you watch, they're going to stage some terror attack. I can feel it in my bones.
Because the economy in 2 years, I think, is going to collapse, and we're going to have the metro something of their standard that's
I'd say Obama has 2 or 3, 4 months when he first gets in till people wake up to that phase of the illusion. So they want to start a big war or a biological release or a financial collapse. No doubt in my mind they're planning to stage an inaugural bombing in the next 6 to 7 months, just like 9/11. And you think the worship of Bush with a 92% approval rating after they staged 9/11 was high. Obama will probably be 98% or something. I think they're arrogant because they're planning huge false flag terror attacks. And if you look at their body language and the things they're saying, the last time they said this was before 9/11. They're going to have a biological event, whether they claim it was naturally occurring or some terrorist did it, and then only round up a few 100,000 in a few counting areas somewhere, have a beta test, have the Army out, show it on the news, get everybody scared. They'll fix it, and then people will say, oh, my gosh, martial law's good. It saved us. Then they'll have another attack that's bigger. It'll kill hundreds of thousands. Then they'll have martial law. It'll get fixed. Then a few years later, they'll release the big one, and they'll kill probably half the population of the United States. Folks, I'm telling you right now, I'm sure of it. They're going to stage terror attacks soon. I will be very surprised if they don't stage something big by the end of this year. And then it's going to be just full-out federal worship on TV. The terrorists hit us. We're doing what we have to. You have to first understand how the globalists operate, how they believe that they must reveal their plans to the public before they do it. Because it's their religion. It's called lesser magic. They have to do the ritual first in front of you in a smaller way, like a model of it. They believe to successfully carry it out. I think they're going to stage terror attacks. I can just feel it in my gut. As soon as his approval rating starts dropping down to about 50, that's when the globalists will stage terror attacks. I think they're going to continue to bankrupt the world economy by design, not because I'm making a prediction, but because the enemy admits what they're doing. Bioweapons releases, terror attacks, they could go for something as big as a low-yield nuclear weapon in a major U.S. or European city. I'm telling you, that's what they've really been priming the subconscious for and programming people in the media. So that's one of the major threats. I would say Chicago, San Francisco, points like that are big targets. New York, Dallas, Cleveland, Denver. It's not like I'm just pulling this out of a hat. Well, look at how they bombed Madrid on 3/3/3. Look at 7/7. Look at all the other bombings. They always do it on weird cryptic numbers because not that we believe in that. It's them that believe in this weird Babylon mystery school. So this is what's going to happen. The government's going to take everything most of you've got.
Where are we headed? God is going to be removed from our money. We're going to see more attacks on God. And when I say God, I'm talking about Christians. Government-insured bonds are going to be gone. Gold is going to skyrocket if you can get it. We're going to see more mass killings because it serves their purpose. They encourage it because they want to take our guns. You'll see Israel nuked. That'll give us more reason to go back into the Mideast even stronger.
I kept saying week after week, the last few months, I said they're going to launch a major stage terror attack, a nuke attack, a new war, or a bird flu of some type. They are training youth corps, I'd say, to be ready in 2-3 years. They'll be ready. The guys that are 16 are going to be 18. And they are training to go in and do seek and destroys, to go in buildings. It's in the New York Times. We're probably in the next few years going to go ahead and have World War III, folks, and then people won't say, oh, Alex, don't fearmonger. It's not fearmongering. It's reality. They're definitely going for broke and going for broke soon. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't stage some big terror attacks in the next 60 to 90 days. I'll tell you why later with Obama's approval rating plunging. I would imagine we'll hear that Madoff has cancer soon, and that's why they've decided to, for his family and the globalists and the New World Order friends he has, that he'll take the hit for the team. And I'm not saying I'm smart. I don't understand how I know everything they're going to do. Did you not hear me over and over again say Madoff would soon die of cancer? I said over and over again, and we need to just hire an employee who just marks down my predictions. Ow, man, I almost broke my hand earlier when I was slamming into the... I just can't do it anymore. Obama's in Russia, saying he wants to be big friends with the Russian President Medvedev. That means he'll probably launch some new sneak attack on South Ossetia. See, if Obama says he wants to be friends with you like he did 2 months ago or a month and a half ago in Cairo, look out, you're about to be attacked. Whatever he says, it's the opposite. That means he'll probably launch some new sneak attack on South Ossetia.
Vladimir Putin, who is known as Vladimir the Ruthless, and using all his profanity on national TV, you name it. We won't read the profanity here, but we've got it. This person is on an unbelievable power trip and resembles a demon. The war in Chechnya is raging in Grozny with, reports of hundreds of thousands dying, 20 to 40,000 civilians trapped in the city. Russian Hinds are being shot down. Tanks are being blown to bits. Massive Grad unguided rocket attacks are being launched on the city indiscriminately right now. Air and artillery bombardments as well. It's absolutely out of control. It is pandemic, ladies and gentlemen. I'll give you the news first on Y2K and the things I'm experiencing here in Austin, Texas. The shelves are empty of water and some gas stations are running out of fuel. Here in Central Texas and in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the shortwave is basically down, ladies and gentlemen. Went off right as I went on the air. The big news on Y2K. Then we'll start going to your calls. As the developments move forward with this Y2K and this gear up for clamping down in America and Russia and around the world by globalist forces, we'll be bringing you the news as long as we're here on the air. I know they're threatening to nuke us every single week. I've read the Associated Press, Reuters, Interfax News Agency, London Times articles here. I mean, and the same thing is starting to develop here in America. Many of the gas stations here in Austin have the little gloves over the pumps saying they're out of fuel. You never see this in Austin, Texas. Right here in South Austin, I've seen several stations. We don't know if this is just a Y2K that was here. The military traffic is everywhere right now, ladies and gentlemen.
So the enemy's going to stage nuclear attacks. They're going to stage flu attacks. They're going to stage World War III type events, wars. They are going to bankrupt everything by design. And that's why I think the establishment, and polls show that, will probably release something really deadly in the future. Maybe this fall, this winter, maybe next year, maybe 5 years from now. Obama's ratings fall back to earth. He's gone from 84 to below 50 and plunging quickly, a percentage point per week or more. We've never seen a plunge this fast. Looks like he'll probably stage some terror attacks. Let me tell you something. The government will release a deadly flu if they feel like it and kill your kids deader than a hammer. We don't have long. They're going to shut the web down the next 2 years on their current timeline. We're going to fight that as well, but look, we got time to smash these bastards right now if you'll simply engage them. And I'm telling you, the only threat from Obama is a massive stage terror attack. And because of 9/11 truth, exposing government-sponsored terrorism, he may not be able to carry it out. And if we get the word out what they're doing, they may back off. And this next 3-4 months is the most important time in history up until this point. It'll probably just get more serious after that. And whether aliens are real or not, the United Nations, another big Rothschild, the federal government, all these astronauts coming out, moonwalkers talking about flying saucers, they are getting people ready for extraterrestrial life to be announced. And I don't know if it's this month or 5 years from now, but they're getting ready with that too. The mainstream media has legitimized extraterrestrial life and is basically saying we are being visited, something is going on. So in the next 16 months, this is what they're planning right now, they're going to bring in a new total financial collapse. They're going to bring down at least 15 European nations. But I have no doubt they're going to stage big attacks. And if I had to guess, I'd say April 15th or April 19th. And I don't like to put dates on things, but that's a key zone. And one big indicator is I know Fox, CNN, MSNBC, CNBC, HBO, and others are all producing anti-Tea Party films to air in the middle of April to coincide with their fake terror. If they get their plan fully in, 10 years after the plan's fully in place, say 5 years from now, so that's 15 years, you'll probably have about 150 million people in the country. And they're going to repopulate the U.S. with Latin Americans. I mean, I'm not joking around here, okay? They're going to kill most of you listening. And they're going to repopulate the U.S. with Latin Americans. But I'm telling you, right now they're planning massive stage terror attacks in the next month. I want you to listen carefully. In the next 2 years, they're going to devalue your currency by at least 50%. You're so stupid, when the government tells you it's not devalued, you still won't know it's devalued because they told you so. Now, in the last 3 months, I've been warning people that Obama's controllers are going to stage events.
9 to 12 months from now, and here it is, based on what this gentleman told me, the man who called me and said everything that goes on behind closed doors, he knows what it is. 9 to 12 months from now, you are going to see a total collapse of the American dollar, Alex.
Plus, you judge a tree by its fruits. Lindsey Williams has always been right. Right about how they've got all that oil capped up in Alaska. Right about how oil was going to go down by $100 a barrel. Right about everything. Judge a tree by its fruits.
9 to 12 months from now, you are going to see a total collapse of the American dollar, Alex.
Yeah, see, I don't even think I should really have to say anything else. So anyhow, let me know what you think of Alex Jones. You think he's a saint? You think he's a prick? Give me your opinion. Let's see what you guys think about this dude. Oh, and also, subscribe. Don't forget to do that. I mean, what the fuck? Just click the button.
Hey, this is Jesus, up in heaven. Just wanted to pop in and remind you to subscribe to Derp's channel. Well, what are you waiting for? Do it. Jesus out.